It's been 6, 7 years since I've written a finger-picking guitar solo. And people know me for that from my first and most of my second records. And now I'm on record number 7, and I'm getting ready to do number 8. And yes, it reacquainted me with myself. Isn't that a blessing? So this is the Duborg guitar made by Ken Duborg of Baltimore, Maryland. I got, to hand pick this instrument. So I took it home, and I wrote tunes on it, and ended up making a good part of my first record on this instrument. And even more important, though, than recording with it, I got to know its soul. Left the guitar in my van right outside the gig in Palo Alto, and I went to go home, and the guitar wasn't there. Somebody had gotten into my van and taken this instrument. 10 years later, I'm up at the Oregon Country Fair. Some woman comes up to me backstage and says, I think I know who's got your guitar. You had a Duborg, right? And I said, Yeah. Yeah, I wrote Song for Alex on it. I wrote my wedding song on it. It was one of my favorite instruments. And she said, well, I'll see if I can find her. She's around here. She left backstage area. I didn't see anybody, I got so hopeful, and then nobody. 2 years after that, or 3 years after that, I'm playing again up in Oregon, and this woman leaves me a note. I've got your guitar. So I'm so, the guitar comes back and it's practically in pieces. It's like there's a big crack here, there's a huge crack here, there's like a piece missing here, there's a crack in the back. This whole thing is like broken off and fixed with dental floss. All the strings are like rusty. Some of the pins are out. Everything's like, I can't even play the thing. I'm happy to see it, but thanks a lot. So this friend of mine who's a doctor in Palo Alto took it down to this guitar shop, and I didn't see it. And I just looked at it for 10 minutes, and this wonderful guitar place called Griffin Guitars in Palo Alto sent it up to an old guy in San Francisco who was in the business of restoring old instruments. And this isn't really an old instrument, maybe 78, you know, it's 18 years old now. So I got the instrument back from this guy, and it just rings like a bell. You know, it was restorable. Everything that had been wrong with it, I can't even tell where some of the cracks were. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's like an old friend who's come back to me.